Tory Johnson, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. He's been 1563 in the 909, looking to change things here. He won Rodeo Carolina back in October. We know he's got what it takes, and kind of got to talk to him last night after the rodeo, and he's like, I just want to get in. I think once I get in, I'll put my mind right and get things done. And he knows he's got a tall order, but got to be in that top three, and he'll get to move on.
Yeah, and he's focused in right there, making sure that steer's looking straight, so when that gate opens, it's a clean start for him. And horse moving just a little bit. It's almost like the longer you sit there, those horses, that pressure kind of gets to them, and you got to move them, break them free a little bit. Seeing that's what Tory did right there.
Back to Rodeo Corpus Christi as of right now. We're tending to Tory Johnson, our steer wrestler that is injured on the arena floor. And we talk about that as well. Luke, this is a scary situation for him. You've been in this situation. He's a guy that wants to get in that top three, and he never quit, just hit the bucket chutes when he got to the other end.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't remember the run. Last thing I remember was riding in the arena and taking my phone out of my pocket and magnetizing it to the panel like I did the couple of nights before. That was it. I don't remember riding in the box. I don't remember backing in the corner. I don't remember chasing the steer. I remember warming up and riding in the arena. That was it. And next thing I remember was waking up in the hospital, not knowing where I was at, and snatching everything off of me and panicking. Everybody said it was pretty bad. I mean, I'm not trying to scare everybody, but I died. I mean, literally. I seen heaven. I talked to my grandparents. My grandparents told me they wasn't ready for me, and here I am back here with a second life, and hopefully getting back to doing what I love to do the best. I was in the hospital for over 17 days. I knocked my eyes loose. I broke everything in my ear that controls my hearing and my balance. Had 3 fractures behind the skull. Had a fracture here in my right eye socket. Another fracture at the top of my skull where the brain is. It started a spinal fluid leak where when I sat up or stood up in the hospital, it just run out of my nose like water. In the other hospital, when they put the drain in my back, I almost killed me again because they put the drain in my back and it's supposed to drain off 10 milliliters of fluid hour to hour. Well, they opened it up and it drained off 45 milliliters of fluid in 15 minutes. And I talked to 5 different anesthesiologists, and they say you are very, very blessed because 9 out of 10 people, when that happens, you automatically go brain dead because it pulled all the oxygen off my brain. So, I mean, like I said, I've really been blessed to go through incident after incident, trial after trial, and still be here. So when the doctors told me that, and they kept saying, like, do you really want to go back to rodeoing? And I'm like, I'm going back to rodeoing. And having to deal with, I'm not saying it was a bad thing, but the family looking at me like, no, you're done. And I'm like, y'all supposed to be on my side. But doctors telling me that I couldn't do something, I'm like, I'm gonna conquer this. They told me that I'll never be able to walk again without a cane or some kind of, walking support. It took some time. My first year I went to a rodeo, nobody knew I was in it. And when I got there, everybody was like, cowboys, people in the stands are like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm getting ready to rodeo. And they're like, aha, and everybody was laughing. And then when everybody seen me get on the horse and ride in the box, they're like, he's serious. But running the steer, it never affected me. It's like I never missed a beat. Like I rode across there, got off like it was nothing. But my legs didn't work the way they supposed to. Well, with me hitting the bucking chutes, I went back to my therapist and told her what happened. And she's like, you did what? And so she's like, okay, well, this is what's happening. So you knocked your brain loose, pretty much like having to reboot a computer. You're gonna have to teach your brain what you want it to do now. I won 3rd place on my first steer back. Like I say, just having that stride to, I want to do it, I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? If I would have sat down and just did what the doctor said, I wouldn't have got back because my body would have went through a whole different transaction that it wasn't used to. I think getting up and walking and getting that feel and everything back the way I did and not letting my body break all the way down is one thing that helped me come back so fast. Because if I would have set the whole 90 to 120 days like the doctors told me to do, my body would have broke down. I plan on being back in Corpus Christi in May. Everybody keep asking me, are you going back? If I get into the top of the standings, I will be there. I'm not going to let that arena scare me. I mean, that's the first thing everybody said. You're not scared to go back since you got... I'm not gonna let none of that affect me. I'm gonna go in that arena and I'm gonna ride and bulldog like I own it like any other time. I'm not gonna let that affect me. Like I say, I get to see life in a totally different perspective. I used to live for so many other people that now I'm living for Tory. Rodeo was just, it was in me. It's not something that that's where a lot of people like, you're crazy, you're dumb. It's not like a hobby I just picked up one day and said, hey, I want to try rodeo. I got hurt. No, it was in me. When I say in me deep. Whatever you decide to do in life, just give it all and give 110% and you'll get 110% out. Just gonna go do the best I can. Wherever I enter and put my name down, I'm gonna do the best I can. Whether I win or I lose, I feel like I won before I even run my steer, because who said I was gonna have a second chance of even being able to run another steer? So win or lose, I'm still a winner at the end of the day.